That's what
Japan, being all that bad, so at one time that wasn't so daunting, but now I just look at it, they don't have rails. No one mentions it with me, but except for me, and once a day about that's like 100 something.
There's a lot of stuff on that one.
And there's it ain't that big of a deal because I'm just a little. Well, I never went on top of that to people. I don't think so. I guess, well, when we were going with the Tomine, to share photos, so got a lot of photos. It looks like I'm with Arlene. It's all pictures of me and Arlene. Right.
When I go back to the town, this was for 6 years.
Kristen taking any pictures and Karen had pictures of Chris standing on the street. Yeah, that's a good trip.
Namanda, 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 Namanda. Good morning. Ohayou gozaimasu. I was looking at my screen, wondering who's going to come up to Oshoko for a chairperson, and realized it's me. So it's nice to have so many people here for our Shotsuki service, and it's always a special service. I always like to acknowledge the Shotsuki families who are able to come, and quite often they rally the family and ask others, who might not always come, to come and join and participate in this Shotsuki service. And through that, I think the families are able to help each other share the traditions of Shin Buddhism and appreciate what the temple has to offer, while they are showing their respect and appreciation for the people they have lost in their families. So as we usually do, I'm going to read the Shotsuki names, and I'd like to have the Shotsuki families come up in Oshoko, offer incense during the reading of the names. So with that, we will begin. Abe Masako, Ando Yoshio, Di Stefano, Ethel Norel, Furuzawa Infant Masatomi, Hashimoto Hiroko, Hashimoto Jimmy, Hashimoto Yasuhiko, Hattori Kazue, Hedani Kyoko, Hidalgo Janice, Higashi Kazuko, Hirotsuka Infant, Honda Tatsuo, Sue Ryan Wei, Ikegaki Yoshio, Imazumi Noboe, Inoue Tomio, Ishii Infant Isamu, Iwahashi Paul K, Kanzaki Kiyoshi, Kataoka Masao, Kawauchi Infant Izumi, Kitashima Roy, Konishi Pat T, Kuge Naoyoshi, Marubayashi Infant Shinobu, Matsubara Taichi, Matsumoto Infant Chiyoko, Michisaki Wakataro, Mitani Kyoko, Miyawaki Takao, Mori Kazuo, Mune Isataro, Nakamura Hideko, Nagasugi Kunio, Ishida Ichiro, Oba Toji, Oishi Tsugi, Okamoto Virginia T, Saito Yoshi, Sakamoto Tsuneji, Shibata Yoshio, Shimada Kazuo, Shirai Infant Akira, Shiraishi Ushitaro, Sugino Maki, Sugiyama Kimiko, Takahashi Takashi, Takao Mitsue, Takara Infant Isamu, Takeda Mildred, 武田、静、田村、マナ。寺尾、裏。土屋、宮野。鶴本、松太郎。内山、福井。魚、正一。牛島、ジェームス・ケイ。和田、三江。山崎、インフェ、富江。山崎、古。I'm sorry、山下、古。山下、春野。山下、正雄。山下、正一。山下、敏夫、柳、和友、頼次、一。These are the Shotsuki names for the month of August. If there are additions or corrections, please notify the office. At this time, we'll have the chanting of the Sambujo and Amida Kyo, page 103. We'll do half the Amida Kyo. And after the Sambujo, there'll be the Hyo Byakumo that I will recite from my seat. Today, on this occasion of the Shotsuki service for the month of August, members of the temple family have reverently come before Amida Buddha in memory of their beloved. With deepest reverence and thankfulness for the all-embracing wisdom and compassion of Amida, we reaffirm the three homages. Namo Kiye Butsu, Namo Kiye Ho, Namo Kiye So. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Please repeat the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. さゆ釈大官人と無料商店大祝日運動長老者利を重税裁縫果樹万六分動世界の万極楽合同無分の阿弥陀根源在説法者利法利道学校上位極楽合国修上無宿単純小楽工業極楽者利法極楽の七十何十七十羅も七十五十大勢四法中相異名で公非国の万極楽者利法極楽国土無執行地悪毒水十万五中地帯順に本社空地地縁大道本言ルリハリ五条上老各薬費今後ルリハリ社交着手名の理言自識中連携大名者理常識証拠式要項釈式釈項逆式逆項異名高血者利用国楽国道上重量税空徳称号入者利法異部国道上差天学黄金理事昼夜六時敬語国修上上位小単卓異英国上修上敬不要他法十万六分即位直事検討本国本直行業者利法国楽国道上修行税空徳称号入士者利法異国上修十奇妙座敷市長着国着王武者利下領便が無名市長聖書宗長長夜六時水和下音高音年長高根合力七五大分八正道分行税東方行動修上門税音に大秩念仏年法年祖者利法上物意思上秩税祭法少々小医者が異部国道無三幕宗者利法法部国道小無三幕道司名家教無実聖書宗教改正阿弥陀仏欲療法温泉流園芸少佐者利法異部国道未付水道小法五十九法ラモ水味妙本利妙百千中学同時空差門税恩社会事年上念仏年法年相指針者利法大部国道上重量税空読証言あ Next we have our Gatha, Namo Amida Butsu on page 174. And then please remain standing for the three treasures on page 8. Three treasures, page 8. Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One, now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth in this life, when will it be realized? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in the Buddha. May we absorb ourselves in the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we be submerged in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony in the great assembly as disciples of Buddha and be freed from all hindrances, becoming units of true accord in a life of harmony, in the spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teachings. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Please be seated. Okay, so today we have not only our Shotsuki service, our monthly memorial, but today is also our atomic bomb memorial. And today in particular is the anniversary of the day that the bomb was dropped on Hiroshima, August 6th. And so we have a special service. We have a video, and I was very happy to be able to receive this video. It's Reverend Abiko is telling his story, his reflections of when he was a child and going back with his family to Hiroshima and spending time there, his young days there. So he went to grammar school. So I think it was first grade that he began, and he was there in Hiroshima and telling the stories of walking to school through the rubble next to the lake, the river that runs alongside the city. And so oftentimes we see pictures that have become familiar to us of the dome and the rubble destruction that you have seen in the city, but to hear Reverend Abiko's voice and his reflections from his own life to be there and to tell us what he remembers is particularly touching. And so we're very happy to be able to share this video today. We had a huge team that set up so that we wouldn't have the glare on the screen and his windows are blocked. Professionally done. And so we'll all the better be able to see the video. So I think we'll have some assistance to start the video. I think his name is Howard. Okay. I have to adjust the screen that other people at home will be able to view this as well. So bear with us just for a bit.
Takes a village. This is on there.
It's a short video, about 8 minutes or so not too long. Okay, thank you. Can we make it louder?
The path that he has taken, and begin to earn ability to see that this has been the way, and this might happen. In order to seek tomorrows and all the way to the next life, and what may become.
Can you hear it back there? No, they need it louder. I think we have to make it small and then adjust the sound.
The way, the route, the path that he has taken, and begin to earn ability to see that this has been the way, and this might happen into the future. In order to seek tomorrows and all the way to the next life, the deeper you go into the past, then you can begin to see the way. In order to seek tomorrows and all the way to the next life, and what may become, one has to learn from the past. The deeper you go into the past, then you can begin to see the way, the route, the path that he has taken. And we begin to earn ability to see that this has been the way, and this might happen into the future. Was called up by our mother temple in Kyoto, Japan, to go to Hiroshima and in the city Teramachi, not too far from the A-bomb epicenter, to help with the reconstruction of the main chapel of Hiroshima Betsui, because there are many connections of people from Hiroshima with American Buddhism. I would say at least 30% of those who San Jose, Los Angeles, Seattle, Denver, San Francisco, throughout USA, those who hail from or having a very strong interrelationship at the prefecture of Hiroshima were one of the pioneers of Buddhism here in USA, or Japantown for that matter. And so, knowing that, having been a minister in the USA, my father was assigned to Hiroshima and to help with the reconstruction of a building that, of course, blew off. And so my beginning of elementary school started in Hiroshima. 1年生 was at the Honkawa Elementary School, closest educational center of the A-bomb.
Do you, as a boy, remember walking through some of the ruins, and do you have impressions of the city?
Cleaning up the schoolyard, just piles of bricks, cement, twisted irons and things. So every day we spent first year and a half or 2 years in cleaning. Oh, and many times a skeleton will come out from this. First water is pumped out, and then brick by brick we used to, even as a first grade, little children were put to work cleaning. And down on the main lower floor, we saw many skeletons. And times of obon, or using the temporary chapel, day after day. Radiation sickness after a couple, 3 years after the bomb really began to take effect, and many people passing away. A funeral almost every day. Yeah, funeral every day. And Hiroshima became a place where many of the citizens would bring their body, or cremation, or memorial services, or almost everything. Record keeping of those who had passed on, keeping in track of the lineage. That's another value of Jodo Shin Buddhist temple. Not synagogues, not churches, but temples, is that we are the record keeper. And so even to this day, in new century, people will go to Buddhist temple for the lineage. So another duty of a minister is to keep record, kakocho, or person. Even many of the villages and towns, cities, war office will give up, scratch that person out. From Hiroshima may have come to USA, second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th generation might be born here and continue lineage, but back in Japan, sometimes, they have now become Americans. They have forsaken Japanese citizenship, so erase that person. But not us. Jodo Shin Buddhists will continue to keep on. Yeah, we keep record. And so, Hiroshima Betsuin become a very important place. And so, I learned a lot. Who was so kind, lived not too far from Teramachi, where we got to live, showed me where the school is. Hand in hand, we used to walk, every day, and we used to return home on that river bank called Honkawa River that runs through the center of Hiroshima. And that's right next to where the A-bomb exploded. And across the bridge is where my elementary school was. And Yo-chan and I, being a neighbor, was good. And then one day, he just passed away in the classroom. Radiation sickness. And so, when I remember a woman teacher, I should remember, but I do remember her image. She tried to explain to me what had happened to Yo-chan. Learn a lot. And of course, can't help it but to wonder at how impermanent, transient life is. Morning, walk with Yo-chan to school, and that day is gone. And I couldn't understand it. but wonder about the life to them. Yeah. But of course, it's mixed with happiness too, and sadness. And so happiness and sadness came in quick. Yeah. So taught me to not be lingering, not to be hung up on just one thing. Let it happen. Happiness to sadness, sadness to happiness. Let it flip-flop. Don't hang on to it.
Okay, let's see. Thank you to Jane and Howard for additional laptop.
And Brian.
Okay, yeah, Brian too. Yeah. Okay, I think it's very touching to hear Abiko Sensei as he explains, and there's a lot of things that he talked about during the film. Even to open with that picture, didn't he look so young? Huh? So surprisingly so young, and you know, we just lost him this year, but he's been here and to so many of our temples that he has served and visited, and so appreciate hearing his voice again and the reflections. Some of the things that I thought I could share from his this film. He talked about Hiroshima, people coming from Hiroshima to settle in America, and there are other areas that were very prominent Shin Buddhist communities in Japan, and so more so in the older days you would hear about the group from Hiroshima Kenjin-kai or Kumamoto Kenjin-kai. So the families that came from those areas, they would meet together and have their own group here in America, particularly larger temples like the San Jose Betsuin, LA Betsuin, Sacramento Betsuin. So they would have more people together. They'd have their own picnics and reflections of the family ties that they shared from generations back in Japan as well. And so we're kind of losing that connection. The Kenjin-kai community groups are dwindling, and third, fourth, fifth generation here, have less of a connection that they feel, so they don't feel like they need to keep those kinds of connections. They don't want to commit their time and things like that. So it's kind of dwindling. Another thing he talked about was the temple as the record keeper. And so even still today, people who want to know, go back in their family records, they'll contact not the government, but the temples that their families were connected to find out what had happened in generations past. And this goes on here. One of the duties, as he said, of the minister is to maintain the records of the community, the Sangha members in the temple. So at the same time, I try to tell our members, keep your own records. You never know what could happen, not to just depend on the temple. We try our best to keep our records here at the temple, but there have been fires, there have been other things that have happened at other temples, and so each family is encouraged to do what you can to maintain your own records as well. And so then there's kind of a coverage when temple records have been lost. We need to check back with the families and kind of recreate what had been lost or destroyed or whatever had happened. finally the story about walking to school with his good friend Yo-chan. And you can just imagine how old would they have been, second, third grade, holding hands together, walking down that path. And so it's hard to consider. You know, I don't know if that was it that he remembered so clearly, but walking to school with his friend Yo-chan and participating in class, and then later Yo-chan felt so badly that he passed away in class. And so, like Sensei was saying, so many times, you know, day after day, funerals, one after another, so many things had happened, and the effect for 1 year, 2 years after the bombing, that the radiation sickness would take effect on people, young and old, and they would be losing their friends, their neighbors, their relatives, close together. And so for him to be able to reflect upon that, and you know, even talking about clearing out the rubble, this was a student's responsibility, you know, for a little while before school starts, pick up the bricks and move them over there, and sometimes human remains would be found, you know, and so can't imagine them going through this at first grade, second grade, third grade, and so, you know, we don't share this story just to talk about the evils of bombings or, you know, negatives of American society or capitalism or any of that, but it's such a sad thing when we are able to connect a voice and those words of sharing, and we see things differently. It's not just the numbers and the effect, but a personal recollection that we see beyond just loss, but how people, how families, individuals are impacted, and so all the more we feel their damage, their pain, what they have had to go through. And so in this sense, it's not just understanding here, but we feel and we become a part of their suffering that they saw. Okay? And so in this, there's a merging, a different kind of learning, a Buddhist learning, that we merge our lives with those who went through it, with those who lost their lives. And so through this, we have that sense of awakening into this realm of oneness, interconnectedness, where their pain is my pain. And so I think this is a lesson all the more. We can recognize and understand, sense when we see this video, hear Sensei's voices in all of this. Okay? So makes it a very special. And this is kind of a test to see if we could use this screen, and you know, I would always notice the glare that we would have. I tested the video when I tested at night, and there's no sun. You know, so when I come out in the afternoon, 10, 11 o'clock, so no, they can't see anything, right? And even adjusting today, wave from the back, turn off the lights and say, okay, Sharman, you know. And so we're able to view this. Okay. Later today, rather than having our social hour in the social hall, we have set up tables and shade area out by the gate. And like last year, we're going to hang the Tsuru paper cranes on our Pacific gate. And so you can participate or observe as we chat with each other, visit with each other, have some tea and goodies. And so we'll be out there and spend time out there. And I think it's good to be able to acknowledge, you know, this. When we hang the paper cranes, we are reminded of that story of Sadako and the 1,000 Cranes. And she is another one who was very young. I think she was 2 years old when the bomb was dropped in Hiroshima. And when she was 10, she passed away. During her illness, she learned about this legend about folding 1,000 cranes. And so she was helped to create these cranes. Others helped her. So they made these 1,000 cranes. And this is symbolic of what we are hanging up there today. And still, people all over the world, they are reminded, told of this story, and they decide to participate and fold cranes, and they send them to Hiroshima. Here, not only in memory of Hiroshima, we have sent them elsewhere, other sites as well, to remind ourselves, to remind each other to keep compassion, peace in the forefront as we go about our lives, and not to get so caught up in, this side, that side, who's right and who's wrong, but we do want to be living with the deeper understanding of peace and compassion. So please join me in Gassho. We'll conclude our Dharma message for today. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. Namanda. Now we have our second kata. Doksan on page 220, please rise. Please be seated. I'd like to thank everyone who was involved in participating in preparing for this service, setting up for this service. A lot of extra things went on because of the video, and a lot of Sangha members that had to be called upon, and everyone's always ready to jump in and do what's necessary, so we appreciate that. Are there any newcomers today? Okay. Announcements. Next week we're having our family service on the 13th, and the next two Sundays after that there will not be service because Sensei is away on vacation. And when he comes back on September 3rd, that's the Labor Day weekend. So 3 Sundays, there's no service, okay? So we all get a bit of a break, and then September is always as busy as we get started again for the fall, beginnings of the school year and the temple year as well. So September, we get started quickly with a lot of activities going on after the Labor Day weekend. So the next monthly memorial, the Shotsuki service for September, will be on the 10th, not the first Sunday, but the second Sunday. Are there any other announcements?
I want Jane to announce the movie.
Oh, maybe Amy.
Oh, Amy's here. Oh, yeah.
Amy.
Shortcomings.
Oh, my nephew,
Please come up and they can see you, and if they see you, they can hear better. So that's how it works, That's why I'm here.
my nephew just, one of his books.
Here's the mic.
Oh, right. I can't hear you.
Hello? Hello. My nephew wrote a book called, a graphic novel called Shortcomings years ago. And Randall Park, who is an actor, decided to take this graphic novel and make it into a movie. So Adrian did the writing and Randall directed it, and it just came out yesterday. So if any of you want to go see it, it's at the major theaters, and it's called Shortcomings. And it's kind of a Japanese-American, well, Asian-American movie. And it's just, I don't know, the dialogue, everything is just natural. Just, it's not like Crazy Rich Asians, it's just people and their interactions and their flaws and everything. So if you want to go see it, please go see it. Yeah. Adrian, his name's Adrian Tomine.
Thank you. Yeah, Adrian Tomine. So yeah, I told Charmin about it, and we pulled up some of the trailers, and very, very nice. You know, we want to go as soon as we can find an opening in our schedule. We do plan to go. I think one of the nearby is Emeryville. It's not that far away, and so it looks like a lot of fun, and the dialogue is fast moving on, so very engaging, and we are looking forward to going there.
Also,
Yes.
he's got one little cameo part, so he's in it for like 10 seconds.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, any other announcements? Okay, we are good. So thank you very much. It was indeed a special service to have different elements here and additional people here to be here as the Shotsuki and as the Atomic Bomb Memorial. So please come up in Oshooko once more, and we'll meet in the near the garden. You'll see the tents out there, and we could have our tea out there today. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Thank you.
Thank you.